Welcome everybody. I am Chinmay, and quick intro for myself is that uh, I'm based out of Bangalore, and I run a small social enterprise focused on cancer care. We help cancer patients throughout their journey, helping them adopt holistic cancer methods along with conventional treatment. So our belief is that along with the conventional treatment, things like yoga, diet and nutrition, naturopathy, meditation, and several other treatment methods that we have available to us today. I think they play a very complementary role and they should be adopted in a meaningful way. And our objective is to figure out how all these methods can be meaningfully adopted by people. So cancer is a core topic, but this is relevant to all chronic and critical diseases. All chronic and critical diseases have no predictable outcomes, and therefore it is very important to really look at the physical aspects of the body, the mental aspects of well-being. So these have to be, and the environment you are exposed to. So these are the three fundamental levers which are very important. The environment that you are exposed to, quality of air, quality of food, quality of interaction, your social well-being. All these play a very major role in your well-being. The second aspect is the mental well-being, our own mental wellness. I think everybody today has seen how this COVID situation is creating such a devastating effect. No, people are getting into depression. If you look at the news today, so many people, at least what we see from people in public life, like actors, and so many people are committing suicides. So you can see the no seemingly well people from the outside are extremely depressed and mentally very low, and this plays a very mental well-being plays a very strong role in our overall well-being. And of course, we are all aware of the physical aspect because we can feel it. We can feel pain. We can feel a physical cut. So those are the physical trauma and disturbances that we actually face and feel, where the maximum attention is focused on. So in today we have Mr. Pradeep Pawar, and he is uh, actually he has a very interesting background. He is a talent and L&D head for in the food and beverage industry, and he has taken up this out of his interest. He has studied this deeply in terms of how our mind works, aspects of psychology, aspects of hypnotherapy, and many other associated and allied techniques. He has studied in depth, and he has been working in this area for quite a number of years. So welcome, Pradeep. I think you can unmute.
Yeah, thank you.
I think we are very glad to have you with us and spend time for us to actually understand these aspects of uh, wellness of mind, aspects of psychology, how our mind works, and how hypnotherapy as a therapy actually works. And I think it will be very interesting for us to hear from you how this can be meaningfully leveraged for all by all of us.
Yes, it's actually it's a very interesting. I hope my voice is clear to everyone.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you. In the meantime, you can just introduce yourself, give your background.
Yeah, so it's actually a very interesting topic. My daughter is 6 years now,
Okay.
and when she was very small, I was thinking more from the point where I can give good parenting. So one of my friend is she's PhD in psychology. I used to ask many questions to her. If I'm not able to give a good parenting, at least no, I'm not able to enhance something. I should not put something in my daughter's life which is not going to be useful for her. So I want to be protective from those point of view. This is what I was asking her. And then that's how slowly I started revealing mind aspect, and I got to know about hypnotherapy. That in hypnotherapy normally we go to the root of the issue, and then I started learning about it. I completed that course. Then I started practicing, and slowly I learned other aspects also. So I from last 20 years I am working with restaurant line. I'm working with people, for people, and my interesting area was L&D or training always, because where we can help people grow or teach something, and same time we are also learning all the time.
Correct. True.
And this is like enhance that thing only, where I'm connected with people. I'm wherever I can help people, I'm doing that, and this is how my journey started. So I'm enjoying this. Every day I am learning something, and superb area actually.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. I think uh, there are a lot of misconceptions, and we already, although we do not know about this therapy much, but I think we already form an opinion about whether it is good or bad. No, typically this is how we
Yes,
think.
yes.
We already form an opinion because we hear something here and there. But I think today is a good opportunity for us to really understand. And I think you can start the presentation. I think we are already 7 minutes up. So maybe, so I will request
Okay,
other
we'll
people
start.
to switch off their videos for now. I will also go on mute. The way we will do this is Pradeep will share and go on with his talk for about an hour or so, and then we will open the forum for questions where we can have a good interaction. So yeah, over to you, Pradeep.
Yes, yeah. Thank you, Chenmai. Okay, so session will go like I'll be explaining. In between, if you have any question, you can note it down somewhere, because there are going to be many questions. Things are not clear. How is going to be? You don't know. So you can just park that question. Maybe that will get answered in next half an hour or 15 minutes or so when I'm going to explain you. So this is how we'll go, and we have good 30 to 40 minutes for the question and answer. Everyone's question will be answered. Now, what field we are talking about, or what the area we are talking about, the area is about mind. Does everyone believe that mind is having connection with body? If your answer is yes, please chat in the window. Yes or no? Just yes or no.
Yeah, Pradeep, can you repeat the question once more?
Okay, my question is is the mind is connected with our body? Means, is the mind is having impact on our body, physical aspect of our body? Everyone is saying yes. So okay, so we'll start from our mind. So how much of our body is conscious and how much is subconscious? The question here is how much is conscious and how much is subconscious? Conscious is where we can control on our own. The way we talk, we want to talk something, I want to walk, I want to stand, I want to sit. These all things we can control. So how much of that part of our body is conscious and subconscious, which is something we can't control. We don't have any control. Blood flowing inside our body, we can't control the blood flow. Our heart is beating, we can't control that. Our digestive system is working, we can't control. So just type in the chat window how much of our body is conscious and how much of our body is subconscious. Okay, Shiv Kumar is saying 10 to 15% it's conscious and 85 to 90 is subconscious. 30% is conscious. Okay. Others also, please.
Or maybe people are okay to talk, maybe they can just talk. That's okay.
Yeah, I'm completely fine.
So people, if you want to have a vocal reply, that's fine too. You can just speak out. So the question here is how much of our body you think would be consciously controlled and how much is actually subconsciously controlled? Anybody would like to respond?
90% subconscious and 10% conscious.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, that is what, my view is that, like if you see a tipper, iceberg of a tip, you can see only 10% on the top. Rest 90 to 80% it will be under the water. So that is how our mind is also, like 10 to 15% is conscious, and other 80 to 85 is unconscious.
Okay, okay, very nice. Yeah, Pradeep, can go ahead.
Yeah, right. Nice example. So you're right. Most of you, most of us are right. Like 80 to 90% is subconscious. So whatever we are doing right now, they were talking. Everything is only 10 to 20%. 10 to 20%. So now my next question is: can you control your thoughts to come? Is it possible?
I think with practice, maybe, but I think that is so rapid that n number of thoughts will just emerge out of nowhere.
Okay. So can you control? My question was, can you control? You, from my point of view, you can't control. You can't control your thoughts to come. You can control to express it or not. You can control that. If you are angry, you are angry. If you are sad, you are sad.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, yes.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So if you are sad, you are sad. You can't control those thoughts. So you can control that. If I'm angry, okay, I'll not express it, or maybe I'll express it. I'll take out my anger on people. That you can control. Now the thoughts basically and emotions are connected. Your emotions are not conscious. Your emotions are always subconscious. So you'll get thoughts from emotions, or you'll have emotions through some thoughts. It is connected to each other, but emotions are always subconscious. If you are feeling something, you are feeling it. It is coming from deep on your subconscious level. How many times you have felt some emotion in your body? Have you felt any emotion in your body? So if you are angry, how do you feel that anger? You must be, your blood flow is high, your heart is beating, or if you're very angry, your face is red. You can feel that. If somebody is scared, so hands are becoming cold or not able to speak, stammering. These are all things we have seen were happening with us through emotion. So there is direct connection of our emotions to our body. So that emotion goes into our muscles, our nervous system, and your muscles will either get compressed or expand. Something will happen in our body through your emotions. So that emotional balance or emotions are direct having connection with your body. There is something which is called neural pathway. So our brain signals are triggered by our thoughts. The way you think, the way you are. So those will have direct impact on your hormonal changes, your physical reactions. So you are in traffic and you have to go somewhere. You have to go on time. It's 11 o'clock. You're supposed to reach there, and 10:35 you are in the traffic. Now you can't reach there at 11 o'clock. This is directly triggering something in you. You're getting angry. You're holding the handle very tightly. Then somebody is calling. You're not able to answer them. Something is going in your mind, and you can, if you closely observe your body, there will be some reactions, physiological reactions. Somebody will be banging their hands. Something will do it. So neural, this having direct connection to our neural path. Okay, and there are several researches on the same, where your hormonal changes are happening or triggered. Even your physiological reactions are triggered from your brain signals, and that is triggered by thoughts. So I would like to show you one video. on. Connecting this. So basically, I was talking about neuro pathways. So this is the man who Morris Woodman. People must be knowing him. He went through an accident. After that accident, he was not able to do anything, not even breathe on himself, on his own. Only eyes were blinking. So through his thoughts, he entered in his body. He trained himself in a way that he can breathe himself. And within 9 months, he came out of that hospital walking. And it's like a miracle where doctor also wouldn't believe. Now, when we see that I can train my muscles, I can train myself doing some actions. I'll do some exercise, I'll go somewhere, I'll take some treatment. But in his case, nothing was possible. There was no way he can, no, even he couldn't breathe on his own. There was ventilator, only through that he was alive. But within a year, he walked out of that hospital on his own. And that's how he trained his chest muscle first so he can breathe. And slowly, and everything started through his thoughts. So I was talking about creating a neuro pathway. So neuro pathway is the connection in your brain where there are neural paths are formed. When you're doing something first time, you have to put conscious efforts, right? And slowly, when you are repeating that again and again, later on you don't have to do anything. You can take an example of swimming, you can take an example of riding bike or car. So initially you have to put efforts, but later on it becomes a subconscious work. It is just you don't put your conscious efforts to do that. So those are the neural pathway which are being created. So affirmation is the very nice way or effective way where if you affirm something regularly, you'll see that change happening in your body. There is body talk. I was about to share that video also, but I'll put that link. There is no music, so maybe people are getting, no, it's not very effective maybe. So Masuru Imoto is the man from Japan, and he did some trials on water. He did some water experiments. Water experiment in the sense he would take water molecule, he'll freeze it, and through some high quality cameras he'll take the pictures of that water molecule, small one. And he saw that if some water from the lake in Japan, where because of other aspects like environment and bomb blast, and the lake water was very dirty. So he took some photos of those, and he took same water inside the church, and the prayers were happening. After prayers, he took same water and took the pictures, and there were changes in that water. So he did so many experiments. Not only this one, he would put the water in between some music, 2 types of music. So rock music, and then soothing music, then healing music, and he would write in just. There was one experiment he did in a mall. He kept a bottle of water, and on that bottle it was written "I love you." Just written, nothing else. So hundreds of people would walk, and when they are near, when the bottle is accessible to them, they'll just read "I love you." Those thoughts were entering that water, and he checked the water molecules change their structure. So this was the video basically. So this is one of the example. He wrote, "You make me sick, I will kill you," on a bottle. And other bottle, he talked about love and appreciation, "I love you," and like that. These are the pictures you can see. This is the bad intention, "You made me sick, I'll kill you," the photo. And you can see the difference between love and appreciation. So if you search in Google on his name, you'll see so many experiments. Now point here is why I'm sharing this is our body also 70% water, right? So normal cell, cancer cell, this was again through some experiment. You can see water molecules before offering the prayer, which I just shared with you, and water molecule after offering a prayer. So you can see there is a huge difference. Thank you. Just we said thank you. And this is the reason in ancient culture, people used to drink water after some prayer. They not keep water. Actually, some discussion is happening and hot discussion is happening, and about glass of water is kept there. They'll throw that water and they'll ask, give me a fresh glass of water. So our body is also 70% of water. So don't you think our thoughts, our emotions must be impacting it? There are several researches done, and people say within like 2 to 2.5 years, your entire body is fresh new. Almost entire. It's more than 90%. So every cell of your body is replaced. Everything, every cell and everything is having different their life. So something will get replaced within a day, hours, or something will get months. Something will get a year also. Now, when a new cell is getting formed in my body, ideally, it should be healthy. And if that is the case, within a year, every disease should go, and within a year we should be complete a healthy man. We will be living a healthy. We should be living a healthy life. But that's not happening. Some diseases you carry for years. There are some diseases people carry for generations. Like my father also was having, so I am also having. I'm not going into DNA, but basically, if something is getting created, it should be healthy. But just because of our thoughts, but just because of our emotions, we carry them continuously. So when I am feeling my hand is suppose having heavy, and if I work a little bit more, my hand is going to be pain. You continue with that. Because of your thought, you start feeling it also. So I hope yeah. Now you can unmute yourself and answer. What all types of healing you have tried?
Hello. Actually,
Yes.
I wanted to check with you.
Yes.
Even my experience also that music is having some different notes. Will affect our neural pathway and help in healing our brain cells and to become calm or like that? Have you taken up like this experiment, sir?
Okay. Now this question, if you allow me, we can park it and we'll ask it at the end, because what I'm going to explain you little ahead, you might get the answer or gist of it. Is that fine?
Right, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. So anybody else who can no sound. Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, sorry.
Pradeep, we can hear you.
The bandwidth. Okay. No, I just saw some. Yeah, it was 10 minutes. So you can either answer me or you can write it in chat box also.
Yeah, I think
what kind of healings you have tried. So somebody is saying yoga, meditation, and dance therapy, healing through yoga, nidra, and meditation. Okay, great.
Yeah.
So anybody else? So what is the result of the same? When you have tried this, what is the result of that meditation, yoga, or Ho'oponopono? So what is the result of that? How it has impacted you?
So actually, I want to share one thing. This Jacobson's progressive muscle relaxation technique. when we undergo this technique, it takes about 30 to 40 minutes. That is right from your toe to your abdomen and all. So in this step by step, those instructions are given. So while these instructions, when we follow our breathing and our concentration on our body, then in the end we'll come to know that we will be in some different world, and we will be means experiences very that calmness, harmonious. So all this thing like serenity and all this thing will make you happy, sir. So ultimately it will help you to relax. Means from the normal
Okay,
things.
so ultimately impact of it is relax.
Yes.
Great. Yeah. So if I put it in other words, so somebody is tried Reiki, pranic healing, and those were effective. So energy, relaxation, pain relief, flexibility. So those all are effective. Effective means exactly what? So they have made some changes in your emotional state. Okay. So basically your emotional state has changed. And once your emotional state has changed, it changes the way you think and feel. When it changes the way you think and feel, your stress levels go down. When your stress levels are going down, it will help you, it might have helped you on your health.
Right, sir. The patterns,
So,
what I feel, the patterns of our emotional waves and all thinking, that will soothe us and calm, and that's what, sir, the stress level will come down.
yes. Yeah, all of them will work like that. Most of them, or all of them, you can say. So what I'm talking here now, so all whatever you have tried, all those therapies are working on you. All the techniques of healing are very effective. Nothing, there is no comparison that this is good, this is bad, this is more effective, this is less effective. That comparison comes with person to person. For me, this is effective. For me, this is less effective. But we can't talk about the therapy, or we can't talk about the technique. Technique itself, it is not good. So what I am going to talk about, hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy, basically in hypnotherapy, we deal with your emotions. Through emotions, many thoughts will come. Many thoughts. Like if you take one emotion, if you are angry, if you are very angry, what all thoughts will come in your mind? There will be series of thoughts. Continuously thoughts will come in your mind. If I am angry, I want to beat this person. If I'm angry, I'm very angry, I want to isolate myself, I don't want to talk to anyone. So many thoughts will come. If you are scared in this situation, something has happened, and you are gone outside, you visited 8-10 places, and you got to know one of the place, there was a corona patient and active. Through Arogya Setu, you got the intimation, and then you are scared. Now, through that feeling, that emotion, what will come? You will be scared, thoughts will start coming in your mind. What will happen to me? My family is there, I don't know. And then again the hospital. So that series of thoughts will come. If some thoughts are repeated, if those are repeated again and again, you form a belief. For that one thought which is repeated, you form one belief. So every time you're thinking something regularly on your own, is continuously you're talking about something, you're thinking about something, you will find you're believing on it. Now I'll give you some example. For example, if you are working in a company for 10 years, for those 10 years, your boss is always telling you, Pradeep, whenever you work, you do mistakes. Your work is never 100%. You can't complete any project on time and on like 100% with accuracy. Now, initially, you will not believe, you will start putting your efforts. Initially, I'm working, no, I want to give my 100% best. Next project has to be on time and with accuracy. But always your boss is coming, my boss is coming to me and telling me, Pradeep, you can't complete it 100%. If wherever you complete your work, there will be some mistake. Now, after some time, maybe 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, depends the frequency of your boss. After some time, you start believing on it. When you're working, there'll be mistake. When you're working, there'll be mistake. Now, in this company, your boss has told, and you started believing. You go to next company, you change the job. Now, next boss is not having this opinion about you, that whenever you work, there is a mistake. But you believe on yourself, that whenever I do some work, there will be some mistake. And you start with that. So first time you do some mistake, because it is coming from inside, it is coming from you, that whenever I work, there will be some mistake. Now first time, boss may neglect it. Second time, again your boss will say, okay, fine, 90% is accurate, there are some mistake, but fine, no problem. Third or fourth time, your boss said, why can't you complete your project with 100% accuracy? Now your mind will tell you, see, I told you, you can't complete everything on time, you can't complete with 100% accuracy, and that belief will form the pattern whenever you work, it will be similar. If I give you another example, maybe a kid, a small kid who's like, whenever he's studying, father or mother, because normally kids, they are very, very focused. So if they are playing, they are 100% focused in play. And at background, they'll be listening everything, but if you tell something, do this, or you ask some question, and if that kid is thinking about on his own, about his playing or some toy or something, he will not give you answer immediately. And then parents like mother or father, they're saying your memory is very weak, or your attention is very less. You can't focus on one thing. I am telling you, since yesterday I told you one thing, you have not done it. Yesterday I explained, you don't remember. And when you are telling it regularly, it starts to form a belief. So when belief is formed, later on, when the kid become adult, he start facing this problem. His attention span will be less, or he'll not be able to focus on something because of some authorities told him. So when somebody is with authority and you are not able to back answer or conclude or reversely talk about that logically with your conscious mind, and if it is directly going in your subconscious mind, we as a hypnotherapist called it hypersuggestibility. So it happens with most of us, every one of us. Another example which I can give about hypersuggestibility is, because there is no control, it is directly going to your subconscious level. You're with the deep emotion. We'll take current example of Corona. So many people are losing their jobs. They are not able to, means some other reason, like because of company, because of salaries are less, market is bad. Now in this situation, you get a mail from your boss that tomorrow 11 o'clock, please come and meet me. Now what is happening in your mind? You're thinking if there is a possibility of you also losing the job. If you lose the job, immediately the connections are made. If I lose my job, what about rent, my children's study, my parents, how will I survive? Do I have the chance to get a job immediately? And so many things are happening in your mind. When you're thinking and these all things are happening, there is direct connection to your body also. You might have some churning in your stomach, your head might be heavy, or you're not able to eat properly, or some acidity, or something is happening, or legs are heavy, or not able to walk, or some pain in your body. Some connection is there. Now your boss has called you. You went inside the cabin and boss told you, we are terminating your work shift from tomorrow. Now you are completely shocked. You are in very deep emotion. You are in very shocked position because you have thought already and you don't know what to do next. Now you ask, boss, there are 10 people, but you are removing only me. Why me? Because that question is still there. Why me? Now, actual reason might be anything, but just to tell you, your boss told you that you are very little weak in your leadership and your communication is not very strong. Now, at that situation, logically, you will not be in the condition to deny that because the authority is telling you and you are in your deep emotions. Now, you will accept it. You go to the next job, you get a job in next month only, and now you will believe completely that your communication is weak and your leadership qualities are not very good. You have to improve on leadership quality. So whenever there is some presentation happening or when you have to speak with somebody in your office, new office, you will not be able to communicate properly 100%. And this happens with almost everyone. May not happen with similar situation, but whenever you are in deep emotion and some authority is telling you something, it directly goes into your subconscious. Another example with a doctor. You are waiting for the report to come. Some report is going to come tomorrow and today, since you have given the test, it is going in your mind. If that report comes positive, what is going to happen? And that thinking, you're outside the doctor's cabin, doctor told you come at 2 o'clock, you 1:30 you reach there, you're asking, you're thinking, and similar thing is happening. You are in deep emotion. And when you go inside and the report is positive and doctors tell you, report is positive, but it can't be cured. This disease is going to be with you for your entire life. Now you will accept that. No matter what kind of therapy you do, whatever you do, will have positive impact, like the frequency or the impact will go down, but you will continue to stay with that disease. But if doctor tells you, don't worry, this is nothing, you'll get cure in next 1-2 years or few months, and you'll accept it. And there are more chances that you'll get cure in that time, or maybe a little bit more, but you'll get cured. So this is how these emotions, thoughts and beliefs are having direct impact on us. Now, in hypnotherapy, what we do, we are going to remove this belief. The beliefs which are not helping you, those are not beneficial for you, we will remove those. When a kid is born, the kid is born with a clean slate. There is nothing. After growing, in growing years, maybe environment, parents, his own experience, his own conclusions, some files are installed and these beliefs also installed. And these beliefs we try and we remove those beliefs. So during hypnotherapy, the belief which is not helping you at all, we will be removing that and we'll be putting a belief which is helpful for you. It may be emotional level, it may be health level, your body, physical, so other aspects also. So this is how basically hypnotherapy will work. So I think it's the time for, so these are the brief idea about hypnotherapy. Now we can open for questions and answer, and through that I can explain you more.
Sir, as you said, through hypnotherapy, you can remove those deep-seated beliefs. Okay,
Yes.
sir. So, how do you know?
You can call me Pradeep.
Pradeep, yeah, Pradeep, Mr. Pradeep, how do you know which belief are on priority, which has to be removed? I think there are a number of beliefs are seated in your deep unconscious
Yes.
mind. So you may not be
Yes.
knowing which one is troubling and which one is like step by step you have to take away which is more on priority basis, which is more affecting you at present.
Okay. Okay. The way I explained you is about beliefs. So basically, when someone is coming with some problem,
Right.
when someone we are connecting, he's having some problem.
Okay.
So we have to take that problem and we will go to the root of that problem. where it came from, how it started, and what is the impact of that problem on you. And this is how we reach to the root of that problem. And when root is healed, or the impact is removed from the root, the impact will go slowly from entire aspect, like from your body. If it's from emotional connection, if it is a thinking pattern, it will go off. So another example I can give you, if a very common example, somebody say God is loving, so God can't punish you, it's loving. Somebody says if you love God, if you don't follow something, you'll get punishment, there will be a negative impact. Something will happen in your life if you don't follow this and this. If you don't come for Sunday prayer, if you don't go for Thursday or a Saturday to the mandir or something you have to go, or if you don't go, it will means God is not going to help you. And somebody is saying there is no God. Now you can tell me who is right. There are three different people with three different opinions about God. Who is right? I think people can switch on their videos. Oh, they are doing question answer, so it will be better. So who is right? One person is saying God is loving. One person is saying God will punish you if you don't do something as per rule. And one is saying there is no God. Who is right?
I think all the three people perception, it all depends on individual perceptions. So according to me, like it is a half glass full, half glass empty. So like that, the perception of an individual, like how he is brought up, how is upbringing. So that will depends on this decision to have a choice between these three, sir.
Okay, right.
So accordingly he will
else?
behave, and accordingly he may give the answer.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I believe that all are right. I mean, it is what you believe, right, about God. And accordingly your whole, so in their own view they are all right. And I think everybody needs to form their own.
Right. So now when we are talking about God, and this is a very general topic, and we all know, we have experienced since childhood, that everybody having different opinion about God, everybody is having different rituals for God, and everybody, that's why right now we are very easily we are able to say everybody is right. But when something is on your own, it is your own belief, it is taught to you by someone since childhood, and you have accepted that, then you can't accept others' opinion. If suppose if you are saying I have to take care of my parents, this is something you say, and somebody is saying, why should I take care of my parent? I am on my own. My parents will take care of themselves. If you are not ready to accept, that means that belief in you is very strong. We have different opinions, we have different beliefs for everything. About money, somebody will say that money is hard to earn. I have to put lots of hard work and effort, then only I will be able to earn money. So if you see that person's life, whenever he got money, before that he's put too much hard work, and after that only he got the money. And somebody is saying money is very easy to earn, you will see that person is getting some lottery, he's getting some from somewhere else. Wherever he will go, he'll work somewhere. He will not have hard work. He will sit and do something and he'll get it. So through those beliefs, you attract certain things, the way of thinking, you attract certain things in your life. So in hypnotherapy, we work on those core issues. So issue related to whatever is your problem. So if you tell some problem which is happening in your life, we will work on it. Now, Chinmay is helping so many people and working with cancer patients. So if whenever, I'm not going very detail in that, but whenever somebody told them that you have a cancer, at that point of time, their emotions, their beliefs, their problem, like tension and they are creating more problems also. So there is worry, there is tension, what is going to happen with me, what is going to happen with my life, my family, and those are having very strong impact on their body. So now, just because of that thinking and that tension and that worry, they do not have control on their emotions, and it may impact on recovery. Because of those issues, they are not able to recover faster. There is resistance, big resistance inside them. So if we work on that and remove that tension and worry, so recovery will happen faster. So it is not only before, it is after also. It's on regular basis. So how is your emotional balance? There are some tools and techniques which you use, and through that you can, at that point of time, you can balance yourself. You can come out of the grip of a very strong emotional phase.
Pradeep, this
So
is
Pradeep,
I have one quick question. So you
Yeah.
had talked about affirmations during your talk
Yes.
earlier. So I was wondering if you can share with audience who's here, if what can people do by themselves? Some very simple things, where they can take of one step towards altering moving towards some kind of positive, or one step that they can take to inculcate or establish some positive thought among themselves. So let's say for me, I want to.
So
Is there some simple affirmation thought that I can know as a process or as a practice I can do, so that I just want to be, my thought is okay. I just want to be happy and I don't want to take stress of everyday life. What are those self affirmation things that I can do? Which can help?
now,
Some simple techniques that you can
see,
suggest.
self affirmations are, yeah, good thing, Chandran. So self affirmations are very different for everyone. Means I can't give a common affirmation for everyone. Everyone means each
Yeah.
person who's sitting here right now or talking to us, they're having different kind of belief. If I tell you something, for an example, every day my life is becoming better and better. Now, deep inside the belief, inside your mind, you are thinking, how can life become better by just thinking? I have to put some efforts, then only my life will become better. So this affirmation will not help you immediately. But if you repeat it for a longer time, it will start making changes in your life. So neuropathy, which I was talking, so if you do something for 21 days, so if you check whoever's done any healing, people will tell you to do something for 21 days or 44 days or 42 days. Okay. So why 21 days? Normally, to break old neural pathway, it takes 21 days. And to form a new one, it takes 21 days. So that's why people, if you continue something for like 21 days, 3 weeks, for an example, if somebody is not doing exercise every day and if he's starting the exercise from today, first 21 days he'll see the resistance basically for 14, 15, 16 days, and after that he'll see changes are happening. If I'm waking up every day at 8 o'clock and now if I want to wake up at 6 o'clock, next day I'll not wake up. Something happened in my mind, okay, yesterday I slept at late, or tomorrow I'm having a very important meeting. If I wake up at 6 o'clock, I'll not be able to focus. Let's start from tomorrow. So this is your old neural pathway, which is telling you sleeping till 8 o'clock is the only thing to help you. 6 o'clock will not help you. Now, every day when you're doing it, after 3 weeks, you will not be able to sleep after 6 o'clock. You will just wake up and sit. Or you'll take your mobile, you'll watch TV, or you'll go and do the exercise. If you continue to do that for 2 weeks, 2 of those cycles, like 44 days or 45 days, 1.5 months basically, if you continue to do that, that becomes your lifestyle. Then 6 o'clock, 6:30, everyone will see you in the garden every day. You will not miss that. If you continue to do this more than 90 days, more than 3 months, it start going deep inside towards your DNA. A very no strong change in your life. It will start that way. So even thinking also, if you keep thinking something, if you may not be believing it, but if you keep doing that, it will take a little bit more time, but yes, it will have a positive impact on you.
Okay.
So, Mr. Pradeep, I have a
Yes.
question. As
Yes, sir.
you quoted the example, like a boss and a subordinate. So boss was telling him that you are not perfect and all, you are not able to achieve and all. So he carried that belief in. So
Yes.
similarly, I wanted to just understand here, if the subordinate, if he is having self-awareness, or if he thinks that he can cope through those things, and if he doesn't allow that belief of a boss to get into his system, are there any ways that if somebody is like pressuring you, or he's wanted to build a belief, make a sense of belief in you, do you have, or we have any system or any way that we can cope up and we are not able to get victim of that belief?
Okay. Now what is important here is, when nobody will force you the belief. People will keep giving their opinion all the time.
Right.
About you, about environment, they'll keep giving. Now, in what condition you are and in what condition you are accepting that is more important.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody is very balanced and somebody is, suppose you are a very balanced person and somebody is telling you something about yourself, you will not accept it because you are balanced, you are not in grip of any other emotion. Normally, people will form negative beliefs for themselves, or either they are confused. Why they are confused? Because there are two different beliefs. One is saying this, one is saying that. He is not able to take the stand. My father is saying this, my father taught me about this, and my mother taught me about this. Or my teacher is saying this. Now my father told me you have to respect elders. But my new boss is telling me, what about elders? They are worker. Now father told you, whoever is elder than you, you have to respect them. You can't do bossing on them. Now that is a strong belief you are carrying. Your boss is telling you, this is not your family. You can't make relations here. You have to work. You have to get work done. You are 25. You are under person who's working. He is 45. I don't care. Now you are confused. You are having two opposite belief by two thoughts by two authoritative people, and now you are in complete tension. You have to get work done in front of boss. You have to shout on that person, which you are not able to do it. And this is how we come in certain situation when we lose our balance. Something will get formed inside us. If you are completely balanced, if boss is telling you you are stupid, you will not accept it. If you don't accept it, it will not come in your life or your circle, in your area. But the hypersensitivity which I was telling, where you logically you cannot deny it. The example like a doctor which I told you, you are in grip of some tension. Logically you are not able to answer back or even question on that part, and then it goes inside and it starts working. So the other answer, like if somebody will say, oh, is it only way, hypnotherapy is the only way to change the belief? No, there are other things also. If you are very confident, if somebody is having very strong willpower, he can change anything in his life.
So Pradeep, I think can you? I mean, you would have from your experience of working with different people. Can you just share some case study with us in terms of how this process of maybe suggestion and hypnotherapy has worked as an example? I mean, you don't have to share the identity of a person, but if you can give us the background.
Basically, we will not share the identity. It's completely confidential.
Yeah, but you can.
But it is
broad case on whether a health problem was able to at least help. It was able to help that person.
Okay. Do you want that which connected with cancer or is any normal?
I mean, whatever. I mean, up to you. cancer? You can take quick examples, maybe a couple of them. One with cancer, one general, other, any other.
So fine. Now there was a person who's now become a very good friend of mine. He was having some issue physically with his stomach. There was always some acidity issue, always, and that too from last 11 years. Now it is. He came to me 2 years back, almost 3 years back. 3 years back he came to me. Now he tried everything. For 11 years he was having acidity issue too high. He is not able to eat properly. If he eat little bit more, there will be some issue. If he eats less, there will be some issue. Every night he'll have some problem. He tried high, strong dosage of allopathic drugs or tablets. Then he started with Ayurveda. He did Panchakarma and other stuff. But again, after every solution, his stomach issue will come back to him within like 3 to 4 months. Then he started with homeopathy, and for some time he'll get relief, and after it will come back. He was very, very frustrated. When he attended one of the session and he came back and we started working with him. Now his issues were similarly like some beliefs, something, and which was from his childhood. And it was formed there, but having impact on him. So you can say the issue was in his mind. And we started working on it. Within like 2 or 3 months, he got good result. Now almost 3 years. This October, it will be 3 years. There is no issue with his stomach. He's not taking any tablet. He don't have any acidity issue. Something occasionally will come, but he's not having that issue which he was facing for 11 years.
So
now, another example.
The chronic issue.
Yeah, sorry.
He was able to come out of
Yes.
that chronic issue.
Yeah, he was not able to. Now other person, sample, like the suggestion which I was telling, one of my friend, he was facing some issues at his workplace. So because of boss pressure, boss expecting him to work in certain way, and he was not used to work in that manner. He's always like 13 years of his service, he was working with some way of his working was formed, and he was not able to cope up with the style of his boss, and he was very frustrated. So he came to me in month of August. Again, it is 2 years back, and he said, Pradeep, I'm facing this issue. I'm going to put my papers down. I'm leaving the job. I cannot work in this environment. We worked only one session. We worked only one thing, that on his subconscious level, we put some affirmation. Put in the sense I gave him, and which he started listening every day. He accepted that because affirmations were written on his own only, and he started listening that. So month of August, he was about to put down his paper. I told him 1 month, don't do it. We'll try this. After that, no session, no therapy, nothing. He started working. He changed his way automatically on his own. He started accepting things. Month of February, he got promoted within like 5-6 months. So whatever the issue was only in his mind. From work perspective, he was very good. There was no issue at all. But he was not able to cope up, and he got good result later. So, like cancer, like last time I think I have shared this example with Chinmay. So a lady, she was 55 plus, okay. And when she got to know about she is having cancer, everybody started giving attention to her. Everybody. Relatives started calling regularly. They're asking her. They're taking care of her. The daily work she used to do, now she's not doing that daily things every day. They are giving her rest, peace, and they're trying their best. Now, whenever in her house, if she's feeling something, or if she's having some pain, or she's little down emotionally and she wants to talk something, nobody will allow her to talk. If she said something, people will say, don't be negative, you have to be positive, everything will get, and they'll give some examples. This person is got cured, that person is got cured, why you're thinking like this? Then somebody will be very emotional and start crying. How can you think, ma? Who's no there if you don't? Why are you thinking? And she's not able to express herself. her recovery was not very fast. When through someone she is connected with my very close friend for the therapy. This is not my client. She connected. Only thing what happened initially, first 1 or 2 sittings, she just expressed herself. She whatever was there in her mind, she just expressed herself and she started feeling good, light. And that message went to the family members, and message was, be the way you are. Don't act. Don't have that mask and you come to me. Whenever you're coming to, you're showing you're very happy, you're very confident that don't do that. Be natural. If you are low, come to me, you cry, let me also cry. And after that, her recovery was very fast. Even doctor also told her your recovery is very fast. So this is also one of the example.
Yeah, that's a good one, because yes, this happens very often.
Okay, anybody else? Any questions?
One second, there was a few questions during the registration, so I'll just check. Okay, one of the questions was, is auto-suggestion a type of hypnosis?
If the person is here, you can tell me a little bit about what he wants to ask about auto-suggestion.
I think this was,
I'll be able to answer.
I'm not sure if the person is on the call right now, but they just came in.
I would like to know a little bit what he wants to say about auto-suggestion. What is auto-suggestion from his point of view? Then I'll be able to rightly say.
Okay, I don't think the person is. There's another question on the chat. Is there any difference between Yoga Nidra and hypnosis?
See, is there any difference between Yoga Nidra? Now, hypnosis. So Yoga Nidra, if you are going to certain level in your own mind, okay, and are you working there? No. Yoga Nidra, you are going to that level and you are feeling good, and that is making good changes in your life because the vibrational level is gone to down. Now hypnosis is the way, like self-hypnosis if you are doing. You go to that level and you put some affirmations on you. There is something we said self-hypnosis, and what I am talking about hypnotherapy. Hypnotherapy is I will be working on something on you and you will go to that level. So these are completely two different things, but both are working with your mind. So root or path is same, but hypnotherapy or hypnosis is different way of working, and Yoga Nidra is different.
Yeah, Yoga Nidra is a relaxation technique adopted to achieve immediate relief from stress. But I think hypnotherapy is going into a different direction. Another question I think on chat is, does hypnotherapy work on aged dementia patients?
Now, when we are working with a person with hypnotherapy, that person's adult presence has to be there, because I am working on you through your mind. If that issue is there, if you're not able to, the language issue is there, if you're not able to understand and think on your own, then it's difficult to work on it. If somebody is very present there at that point of time and willing to work, he wants this issue has to go, then hypnotherapy will work on that person.
So what you're saying is that the person has to be at least self-conscious and come with us.
He willing to. Yeah, he's self-conscious and willing to. If somebody is not in his own,
he should be willing to try this out himself. So, okay, are there any more questions? I guess
through hypnotherapy, will there be any relapse also may happen? Pradeep?
Relapse means?
Relapse means, again, when you treat a person through hypnotherapy, you have rooted out his issues. So again, after some time, that issues may come back,
Yeah.
that is relapse, or is it a hypnotherapy is a permanent solution?
See, for that point of time, means that problem, the root is gone. If that is gone, that exact thing will not come back. But if some believe there are several things for that, suppose my back pain, there are 4 different problems with me. So one session, if I remove one, the impact of that will come down. Maybe for second one, we'll have to come back and work again. But that similar thing will not come back again.
Okay. So is there a kind of a timeline associated with how long this therapy has to be continued, or is it very contextualized to
It completely depends on person to person. That there are people who took like 6-7 sessions from me to get cured from one, and there are people only one session over. There's no seeing again.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, I think we are about 12:15, and if there are no more questions, maybe Pradeep, you can just quickly once, if you can just summarize what all we have discussed in a few lines, and then we can maybe close.
Okay. So basically, we were talking about our mind. Our mind is having very strong impact on us. The way we are born, after born, the way we are parented, the environment is having very strong impact on us. Those ages, those years, we are in that years, means in developing years, we are in someone's hand. Somebody is putting some files in us, and those are making impact in our life. Now, those files later on are impacting in our daily life. If we are able to change that programming, we'll see good changes happening in our life. Now, this was just what we were talking about, was just an idea is how hypnotherapy. If people are interested later on, we can have a session where in detail we can explain how our mind works. It is point to point, how a belief is formed, how people are impacting us, then why sometime I'm getting dizzy, why when I'm in tension I'm not able to listen to anything, or sometime I'm reading book, first 5 pages I'll be able to listen, and after that I don't know what I read, but I know I read, where it gone. There are many things which can be explored just by awareness. If you understood how your mind works, your relationship also will change. The way you look at others, the way you look at yourself, it might change, and it will change. I have seen most of the people, it is happening from their reviews. So it might work for you also. And in this field, let's see regression. So if people on karma or past life, so we can go to that level also, where something in this life there is no issue. Something is coming from other lives also, that also can be healed. But this is only again beliefs. Believe.
So how does this regression and hypnosis, how this will have hand in hand?
See,
Is there any connection?
Hypnosis is also a type of regression. We are going in your life. Okay. When you are kid, 3 years old, 4 years old, if we are working on you for like 1 year back also, that is also a regression. Only past life is added. That's it.
So we have to change those patterns. Actually, whatever those patterns have deep-seated in our conscious, unconscious mind, which is affecting our now day-to-day life. So we have to go back, and then only that will help us to have a quality life in the present. Otherwise, it is very difficult.
Yes. See, what all we are doing, any healing therapy, what we are doing, when you are born, you are 100%.
Okay.
Now you are not 100%. Some part of your consciousness is stuck with some part in some phase of your life. What we are doing in any therapy, other therapies also, what we are doing it, we are taking that part and you are trying to make you complete. If you are here and now, if you are 100%, your life will be good. There will be no issue. You will be able to handle everything in your life. So we are trying to make you 100%.
Okay.
So even NLP also will affect us in what way, sir? Like,
Yes.
if there's any connection?
Yes, NLP also will work.
Achha,
Yeah.
sir. They're all holistic, I believe. This regression
Yeah.
and hypnosis.
Basically, NLP is come out of hypnotherapy only. There is some history behind it. So hypnotherapy, we are going to the root and then things are changing. In NLP, it is coming outside it. So from your thoughts, you will go inside and you will do changes. So it works. NLP also works.
And even I heard some cosmic energy also will affect us, which will take our mind and the neural pathway. It will change our neural pathway also. Neural pathway. Cosmic energies.
Not directly. Till the time you don't accept something in your field, nothing will make direct change on you.
Even quantum physics will have some this like matter, particles and all this will be deep-seated.
Yes, yes.
So all these are related. If you know all these things,
yes,
then
everything
you will be
is
able to understand.
Hey, Pradeep, one quick question. I think you
they
can
don't know this.
quickly
They don't have any impact on it. Reiki.
Reiki.
No, the one quick question on chat is how Reiki works. Maybe you can just give a gist of quickly for people.
So, okay. So Reiki is the energy healing technique, basically. Now we know there are many sages, gurus. When you go to them, they'll just look at you, you will feel good. There are many examples where people have just touched and years old disease has gone and people feel good. So people are cured, they are healed. So these are all things we see. Basically what they are doing, they are giving that energy, healing energy from them to you and you are getting cured. So becoming channel of that energy is Reiki. So you become channel of that energy. First, there are 3 levels, 1, 2 and 3. So first level, you help yourself. You start giving that healing energy, universal healing energy, you're giving to yourself. So you're balancing your chakra. There are 7 chakras in your body. And once those chakras are balanced and you're giving yourself that energy regularly, you see there are big changes in your body. The toxins will go out and there are different types of changes will start happening in your body. Then level 2, you can give that energy, healing energy to others. And that to distance also. If I'm here in Bangalore and if I want to give healing energy in Pune, I can do that. And level 3, that power, the technique is there. There are some different ways will be explained. So you become little more powerful compared to level 2.
So basically, it's a method where you can act as a channel for cosmic energy and use it for healing purposes for self and others.
Yeah. So if you want to only work on you don't want to see any doctor, you want to do changes on your own, just level 1 is enough. But if you want to help others also, your family members, even you can give Reiki to tree, you can give Reiki to animals, you can give Reiki, that positive energy, to some thoughts also. If you have some vision, you have to build a house or something, like that also, it is used and it is help people for the visions and thoughts. It is helped.
So one last question, are there any side effects or are there any downsides to this method, hypnotherapy or hypnosis, which people should know about?
Okay. Now, when we are working with hypnotherapy for someone, due to some reason, something is not worked. The way his life was happening, it will happen to be in same manner. There will be no negative impact at all. Because when we are working with you, if I am getting treatment of hypnotherapy, suppose Chinmay is getting and I am working on Chinmay, so I am just guiding Chinmay. Chinmay on his own will go in his own mind. He will see what is happening, and if you don't accept that, that session will not uh, work for him. That means there will be no positive changes, but there will be no negative changes because we are not changing anything directly. So there is no side effect that way. It is, we are working with the mind. If it is not working for someone, his life will be same the way it is happening.
Okay, so I think we are almost out of time. So maybe we'll, I think, close this meeting now. So guys, as Mr. Pradeep said that we can have a follow-up session also if people are interested, where he said he will be sharing more details about where we can go into very focused topics. Today was at a higher overview level where we have given some kind of, he has given some kind of an overview of what is possible and what is not. You can feel free to share your feedback on the chat or one second, I'll just share our contact details on the screen. You can also get in touch with us on this numbers you can see on the screen. You can get in touch with here. We are setting up and moving in the direction where we are actually working with Mr. Pradeep to launch specific healing services currently online because of COVID. At least if it can help some people, we are setting up consultative services with Pradeep where we can experiment on these. This is something we would like to explore and try. Even otherwise, if you have any other questions or suggestions, feel free to write and connect with us on this number. If you want more information on how different other methods which directly work at a psychological and mental level, feel free to write your questions to us. We'll be happy to have them addressed either through email or maybe in some other sessions like this.
Okay. So thank you everyone for your time.
Yeah. Thank you.
Wherever we can make good impact in others' life, we are always ready.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Pradeep, for sharing us enriching insight into this hypnosis. Though it was not detailed, but you have given an overview idea, which is very much helpful to us. And we would like to look forward in future also to have a more sessions on such detailed one also. And secondly, I'll thank Mr. Chinmay Kaleji for organizing such a wonderful creating a platform and making us to join and discuss, share and get the knowledge. So I think he's doing a very humble, noble job for all of us. So this my humble gratitude for him for all these things and for you also, Mr. Pradeep. Thank you.
Shiv Kumar ji, thank you for your kind words. Okay, sir. Thank you everybody for joining, and we'll see you at our next session. So thank you, Pradeep, once more. Thank you for spending time and giving us this overview.
Thank you.
Thank you.